how are you? After only speaking to you about a moment. So I want to talk to you on here about influencers and who influenced you while you were growing up. And while I was growing up, I was influenced by a lot of rock stars. I was influenced by a lot of FM radio. I really don't want to name the radio station that influenced me so much, but you will find people and individuals to somehow influence you either in the right direction or the wrong direction. As I was influenced in the wrong direction, I became, what's the word that I want to say, embarrassed of my parents. Yes, because my parents were very old-fashioned. As a matter of fact, I still think of the, kind of like the Catholic ways of how my parents were brought up. And I would have loved to have understood that as a young person, because I didn't know how to value and appreciate all of the blessings that I had growing up. So I want to share that message with our young people on here. And by the way, please excuse me, it is cold here in Chicago. Welcome if you are in China, if you are in Australia, if you are in Afghanistan. My love and prayers to everyone all over the world at all ages. But of course, this was the influence that I had growing up. I was basically, what's the word I want to use? I really can't figure out my words. I'm sorry, these videos are not scripted. I was influenced by the hip crowd, the rock stars, MTV. And I don't want to mention a lot of the things that I was really influenced by. I learned about marriage from the wrong perspective. And I can't do anything to reverse everything that I've gone through. But I can come on here, share this message with you and a hurting generation. And next generation, I do want to talk about marriage. It is something that is very valuable to me. I wonder what Jay Shetty would say about marriage. I wonder what Dr. Gary Chapman would say about marriage. I wonder what Dr. Kevin Lehman would say about marriage. I wonder what Stephen Covey would think about marriage. And again, these are motivational speakers that we have coming up as we're growing into, a more technology, self-centered, no, as more on a technical basis, generation coming up. And I want to mention these things to you because the better I share with you, the more I'm not ashamed of what it is that I went through. And the most important thing for me is teaching you and sharing with our next generation about these things, about these challenges in life. How will you treat your husband and your wife? How will you treat your kids? How will you treat your grandparents? Those are things to ponder on. And I didn't want to talk about people on here. I didn't want to talk about psychology on here. I didn't want to talk about these things. But these things have, in some kind of way, affected me. And if I don't share these things on here, we will lose a generation that is coming up who just is complacent and who doesn't, what's the word I want to say, care to an extent. Somebody told me a long time ago that I shouldn't care about our youth. Somebody told me a long time ago that you don't have kids. Why do you want to learn about kids? Somebody told me a long time ago that you have a failed marriage. You shouldn't be talking about these things on here. I want to share these perspectives, these moments, because marriage, young children, spirit life, they are important on here. It really hurts me on a consistent basis when I hear a news report of abuse going on in all levels. It really hurts me when an individual steals from a company. And so I want to look at myself deeper and further as an older person, as an older adult, as a woman of God, and share all of this with a hurting generation. Well, anyways, once again, my name is Lori G, and I am so glad to be here with you. Excuse me, I have the vertigo. Ugh, okay. But anyways, that is it for me today. Excuse me. I hope that you have enjoyed these messages. To all of our youth, I am here in this place of education, of learning, and I hope and pray that you can value the education system in the place that you are in. I know I've repeated myself, and here it is again. Lead yourself in the place that you're in, and always go back to the basics. You will increase in learning. To my young people, I love you, and I lift you up to the Lord all over the world. Appreciate who it is that you are. I'll see you in my next one.